Killing is immoral.
What about self-defense? Is that justifiable? What about combat? Is that justifiable? In both of those cases, you're killing, but we clearly agree it's not an immoral act. So it's the context that determines morality, not the behavior.
Okay.
All right?
All right, so let's go with that, because I agree that there's murder, there's killing, not murder, there's killing.
Didn't I say in prison?
Didn't I say
because
murder?
they murdered somebody? No, you said killing.
Oh, I did. Then I misspoke. You got me, but that was my mistake. I should have said murder.
So we're not discriminating against people because they kill. We're discriminating against people because they kill under circumstances that we, as a society, decided are unacceptable.
And that's okay.
Well, you're dating.
But we're back to the law.
Dating. We've been together for
Well,
20
no.
years.
Yes.
We were back to morality. The reason we have a law against murder is because it's immoral.
Yes.
The reason we have a law against homosexual activity for 200 years is because it's immoral.
And morality has evolved.
No,
we
morality
no longer
has
find
not-
that immoral.
Morality has not evolved.
So
What
wait,
people,
in Leviticus,
can I
it was okay
finish?
for me to
I'm
stone
not
my
religious.
No, but we're talking about the evolution of morality. You're saying
No, we're
morality
not
doesn't
talking-
evolve. You're saying morality doesn't evolve.
What people believe is moral evolves.
What's
It's
the
completely-
difference?
You don't believe there are objective moral truths?
God, no.
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding? Show me an objective moral truth.
Let's take.
Is this going to be like the example of the homosexual bigotry? Murder. Murder is a specific class of killing. It's a subset.
Yes, but
of
it's
an act.
immoral.
Certain versions of that act are moral. Other versions of that act are immoral.
No, now you're back to killing. Certain versions of killing are immoral, but murder, by definition, is immoral. Murder
What is the definition of murder?
Well, you'd have to look it up. But the official legal,
What is this moral? Is someone tortures
you don't.
your family?
You can't be serious.
I am completely serious. There is no such
You
thing
don't
as
see it.
objective
You don't
morality.
see. No. I'm talking about murder. You don't see it. You don't see the definition of murder being different than the definition of killing. You don't see that.
No, I do see that. Absolutely. I
Then
do.
don't ask me about it because you see it.
No, you're just asking me if there's an objective standard of morality.
There
I'm
is.
saying there's not. And you can't show me an example of something that is.
So basically, what you're saying is we have no objective basis to judge gay bashers, so gay bashing should be allowed.
Well,
no
I
basis.
certainly think
You
gay
have-
bashing should be allowed, but people should
You
be
do.
able to respond in force.
Oh, really?
Yes, by trying to shut you down,
So
by
violence-
denying you power.
so violence-
Wait, by bashing. Let me be clear here. Are you talking about the things you say, or are you talking about efforts to actually
So
impinge on a
if
person's
there's
life?
no morality, what difference does it make?
Because one has a consequence. You have the right to say whatever nonsensical horse shit you want to say. Clearly,
But if
you
there's
have
no
that right.
if there's no morality, why wouldn't I have the right to do whatever?
I don't think
Because what you do has an impact on another person.
But there's no morality, so why should you
I
care?
can do that. I don't think you said there's no morality.
No, I said there's no objective morality. Morality is what we agree it is.
So if we agree that gay bashing is fine, including violence, then it must be fine.
I would argue that that was certainly the standard in the past, that we
But do
tolerated.
you agree that one follows the other? That if the majority of people think gay bashing is fine, it is fine.
No.
All right. Now
Because it's not a simple
let's
majority.
go to homosexual activity. If a lot of sociology teachers believe homosexual activity is fine, does that make it fine? Clearly
Well, I don't
not.
think it's just sociology teachers.
It doesn't matter. So just because you have some backward people who want to take us back 2,000 years to the old Greek and Roman days when barbarians were practicing.
Actually,
Barbarians.
you guys are taking us back.
Yeah,
Barbarians
One
were,
thing, like
barbarians were practicing homosexual activity.
Okay, so that means
When-
it was started when we started, when we
When-
came
when the-
around.
when
Because
the-
it's been around for that long.
Yes, and you want to go back there?
That's
That's
really
not
what
progress, that's regress. You guys want to go back.
Maybe an alternative interpretation here. I'll put on my educator's hat for a second. Maybe an alternative interpretation here is that if this behavior has been with us for as long as we can go back and observe history,
Like stealing and murder and rape and,
perhaps
you know.
it's more intrinsic to human nature than we think it is, which sort of lends credence to the fact that it might be something we're born with or stuck with.
That doesn't justify it, sir.
no one learns
I
that.
agree with everything you just said, but it does not justify immoral behavior. In other words,
moral,
if
I
we,
don't know where this morality is coming from.
well, that's the problem. I know. That's the problem. Enlightened, the short version is enlightened self-interest. You don't want people to have the right to kill you. I don't want people to have the right to kill me. So we agree, let's have a
think we
law
can certainly agree
against,
on that.
okay. And you could go down the line with people shouldn't have the right to run stop signs when there's a lot of traffic because you don't want them to have
Forever.
so there's a whole bunch of laws that are logical based on enlightened self-interest. That's what I base my moral system on. Not narrow self-interest, enlightened self-interest.
Other people's actions, like what they do at home, really shouldn't affect you so much.
I was going to say, what self-interest of yours is served by discriminating against gays and lesbians?
There you go. It's not discrimination, but I'll use your...
Treating them differently.
Yes, okay.
I don't know how that's not discrimination, but okay, we'll suspend the English language for a moment and just agree to call it treating them differently. So what self-interest is served on your part by treating gays and lesbians differently?
There's two. Well,
Give me two. Give
More
me
than
two.
two, but I'll give you two.
Give me two. I'm happy to get at least one more.
Exactly.
If a person considers homosexual activity immoral, like me
Okay.
and millions of other people,
Sure.
several billion in the world probably, we don't want immoral examples set for our children. So, if we think homosexual activity is immoral, we don't want our kids to see two men kissing or holding hands, blah, blah, blah.
Do you think they're going
Right.
to become gay if they see that?
No, not necessarily.
So why should heterosexual kissing be
We,
okay then?
because
Why should
well,
gay
wait, look,
children have to be exposed to
could I,
heterosexual?
well, I'll get there. Could I give you the second?
Yeah, please, the second. Because that's pretty tenuous.
Yes. Oh no! Come on.
Sure, go on. Give me the second.
For somebody that has no objective basis on which to decide morals,
I didn't say I didn't say I lack a sense of morality.
No, he's just
but
saying
if you have
objective,
nothing
as in,
objective to base it on, it's all relative basically.
there isn't one objective that everybody finds moral. Like every moral is a touchstone for
Because some of
everyone.
us haven't found the truth.
Okay, the second reason.
Second reason is it's believe it or not. Well, I'll just give it to you. And there's probably more if I think about it. Like anal cancer, we're paying for that. We're paying for AIDS. We're paying for that.
Well, we're
Paying for treating
poverty
lung,
too.
lung
Like,
cancer
it
and
doesn't
poverty
mean-
and environmental degradation. So, second example. Your second example.
Oh,
Keep it simple.
Okay,
children don't choose to be raised in a poverty environment. Homosexuals choose to engage in anal sex, which can lead to AIDS and anal cancer. You're comparing apples and oranges here.
Heterosexual couples can engage in anal
Now
sex.
you're going off on another
They do.
tangent.
But it's not a tangent. It's not specific to homosexuals.
I am just saying.
Is that your second example?
No. I'm
well, your second
I am
example,
pointing
come on.
out how the behavior of others negatively affects us, so we have a vested interest in seeing less of it. It's simple. Second one is, as a heterosexual,
I do, but I believe all religions are kind of a package.
I'm gonna take your word
As
for
long
that.
as you're doing good, you're
Yes. because you don't know.
And no demonstrations are necessary. No demonstrations. I'm going to trust you.
As a heterosexual, and I value my heterosexual female friends, we don't want our choices of prospective mates to be limited. Two lesbians, for example, are not going to want to marry me.
Wait, say that again.
Two lesbians are not going to want to marry me or
So it's selfish.
I did say
What did I say?
enlightened
Self-interest?
self. Yes.
So you
So
want
why would I- why
So you want
would
to
I-
preserve the largest possible pool of potential mates, spouses,
Makes sense.
lifetime partners.
It makes sense.
Why would you assume that somebody who is sexually attracted to somebody of the same sex would find you interesting in the absence of being able to pursue that particular
Did
that
I say
particular
I
avenue.
would? All I'm
You're saying
saying,
you want to preserve a pool of people that
it
by
makes
not.
sense. It makes.
You just want to preserve
I don't.
dominance.
Why would I want my choices?
That's
Why,
the problem.
why would I want my choices limited? I don't want my.
But they're not a choice that's available to you.
That's
Secondly,
the problem.
it still doesn't.
That is exactly. Now you're saying my point.
So you want
Okay,
to.
I'm straight, but really wasn't attracted to you then because there's something in them that felt like I'm not attracted to this man, and then you marry them and
Do you
they'd have a child with you and not be
do you
happy.
feel that it is absolutely impossible for a lesbian to enjoy straight sex?
No,
Okay, so why can't I
but they might.
help
She's not
her?
attracted to men, that's the thing.
It might feel good, the actual penetration,
Maybe the
but
more she learn to enjoy straight sex, the more she might be enjoying.
Yeah, but if at first she doesn't enjoy it, that's great.
Not if she agrees. I'm not going to force myself on it. No, I.
but that doesn't mean that they don't like lesbian sex better.
They might,
You know?
but that doesn't justify it. I need a logical argument. I'm not getting it.
Oh,
You're not really
none,
getting one.
no logical
Because I keep
argument.
getting interrupted. I cannot get a point across because
Well, I have another question.
we have four arguments against
Is
gay
it
sex.
possible that you could be persuaded to like
Yeah.
same-sex
That's
sex?
what,
Yes.
So, what's the resistance? You're worried about
It's
diminishing the
immoral.
pool?
It is immoral. I can be persuaded to do.
You've got a sort of circular argument going here. You're saying
what
that the
homosexuals have.
things that reflect
And they get away
my
with it.
enlightened self-interest are
their
by
choice.
definition moral things. But the things that reflect other people's enlightened self-interest can't be moral things.
It's not their enlightened self-interest.
Why
It's
is it
what-
not their
it's
enlightened
what
self-interest?
they
If a woman finds a
believe.
woman attractive,
It's what they believe.
so wait, where
it's
did your enlightened self-interest come from if it's not a belief that you
science,
hold?
logic, and natural law?
Science, logic, homosexuality is rife throughout the animal kingdom.
So is
How come
murder,
so-
so is killing, so is rape,
So how
so
come-
is theft.
I
so
notice
is-
though your
so is
issue of resistance
promiscuity.
today is homosexuality. So going to stick with that topic. You're
If-
trying to make
if
an
you're going to
equivalence-
bring in
you're-
the
no,
argument that
what you're
animals
trying to do
do
is-
it
what
makes
you're-
it right, that is
No,
not.
I'm not saying making it right. I'm saying it's ubiquitous. It's a
It
very
doesn't
common
justify it.
behavior.
It
We're not talking about
doesn't.
justification.
That's
you're
what
saying
we're talking
the
about.
Okay, so the lesson that you get from science is you look at the natural world. You
I
see the
said
profound-
science, logic, and that's
I'm speaking
all
with science
three.
together.
Well,
Look,
don't do that. I'm using all three. All
So you've
three.
got some heuristic that all three of those things kind of come together and allow
Science-
you to derive an answer that other people are not deriving.
Because they don't use
they're,
it. There are
so they're
people-
stupid. They're limited. They're not smart enough.
Can I
to sort
answer
of-
your question?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Some
wish you would.
people, well, some people I find, and I've been debating this a long time, and I've heard the opposite story many, many times. I get it again and again and again. Their side of the story seems to be overwhelmingly based on feelings, subjectivity. I believe I was born this way. There's no proof, but I believe I was born this way. I believe this is who I want to love. I believe these are my feelings. So that's what I get. I get a lot of feelings based, no science, no logic, no natural law. It's just I feel this way, therefore I want to
that
do it.
someone wasn't born that way.
I am open to the possibility that we're all born imperfect,
Yeah, we are.
but it doesn't
Everyone
justify.
is
It
perfect.
doesn't justify immoral behavior.
So we're all born imperfect, but then some of us become gay? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
Well, you're sort of implying that everybody's born imperfect, but
No,
then
I'm-
they become
I'm stating-
straight and some of them become gay, as if gay is somehow imperfect
Yes,
and
exactly.
heterosexual is perfect.
First of all, I'm not implying that we're born imperfect. We share 97 to 98% of our genes with animals. I
We are
consider,
animals.
yeah, exactly. And that is why I'm not implying we're imperfect. I'm saying we are imperfect because of our animal natures.
Okay.
We are. There's no implication.
So what's the imperfection that you're hung up on here? Is it same-sex sexual behavior?
Yes, exactly.
Even though
I don't condemn anybody for how they're born, because none of us chose how we're born. So that is not rational. It is not rational to condemn somebody for something they had no choice
But it's
over.
rational to condemn them for acting
For
on the impulses.
voluntary immoral behavior, yes.
So what makes heterosexual behavior moral and homosexual behavior immoral? If the impulse exists in humans from the beginning to do one or the other or some combination, how does heterosexuality rise to the level of morality, but these other forms of sexual expression and relationship preferences somehow fall short?
Okay.
I'm asking you where that comes from.
Okay. And I'll answer. But I wish you would play fair. And I wish you and everybody else would ask gay groups similar questions, because we get the third degree. They don't. They don't.
They're not trying to take away your rights.
They're trying to change our laws.
Yeah, sure,
They're trying to
change
have
their laws, but the
bakers,
laws are
bakers
unjust.
in Oregon.
Imagine
paralyzed.
that.
Yeah,
Imagine
that
that.
is the
Somebody
least
opens a
concern.
business but then wants
So
to
you're-
discriminate
In one
against
part of the
some
country,
people.
people are getting married same sex, and then you think
The
that
point-
in another part they
Well,
can't be
if
made a
you-
cake.
if-
That doesn't even make sense. Like,
The point is, you and they cannot justify their side of the story.
Why not?
And they have no rational arguments to back them up.
Neither do
It's
you.
all based, they get away with it though, sir, so if they get away, why don't we
not
get away
saying
with it?
that it should be like getting away
Because
with.
they're not
It's so
trying to
bad.
take away your
They
rights.
are spreading propaganda. They can't prove it. Nobody's giving them the third degree about it. There's
Or
no
should they?
because it's
So,
so they can spread false propaganda, but we can't.
well, first of all, I doubt their propaganda is false.
Born that way, they have nothing to back them up.
And you have nothing
Absolutely
that says
nothing.
You just acknowledge that.
I said it's
That they're
possible.
spreading false.
I
Well,
said
no,
it's.
in the animal kingdom we find all kinds of sexual behavior.
There
Right?
are-
So
there
clearly
are-
animals are born that way.
There are 890,000 animal species. In approximately 500, a tiny, tiny percentage, you find homosexual
And how did
tendencies.
they get
Wait,
that
wait,
way?
wait.
Nature
Let me ask this.
makes mistakes.
Which family group are there? Family.
I think it's
Primates.
widespread. It's
Primates.
It's no,
It's
bison.
primates.
Go on the go.
No,
on
no,
the-
it's
like
mostly
humans.
among primates.
Well, that could, that,
And
Also
they are
present
most
in
like
other
us.
animals. And primates are most like humans.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's beyond the realm of possibility. What I'm saying is it's a mistake of nature. Is what I'm saying.
So how did they learn
Sorry,
that?
guys, you're a mistake of nature.
First
First of all, that
how did they
let me-
learn what? It's a
okay.
mistake of nature.
What I want to know, okay.
You're saying it's a learned behavior.
it's just our nature.
No, but sometimes he says you're born that way. Other times he says
What I'm saying is,
you're a mistake.
what I'm saying
We're all
is,
born a mistake.
it's.
Some of us get better, I guess.
What I'm saying is it's possible. It seems to run in some families. There is evidence.
That would mean
There's
that you're born that way
evidence.
for sure. If
There is-
it runs in the family.
There's no proof yet. There's evidence. There's a difference. So there's evidence that some are born that way. We also know sexual abuse can change somebody's orientation. Go to the Journal of the American Medical Association.
Probably.
Okay, so we
I
know
agree.
that. We know dysfunctional parents can play a role. We know that.
That could play a big role in what you were saying, murder and theft and all sorts of other things too.
What's your
No, I'm just saying.
Vast majority of abusers are heterosexual.
Well, that could be because there's 50 times more heterosexual.
No, percentage.
Oh,
Percentage.
I don't think so. In fact, I've got that. I've actually got
Look,
that.
you're moving goalposts. I still want an answer.
You just said something I can prove wrong, and now you want to go off the subject.
No.
you are
No,
wrong
I
about
want
that.
to go back to the original question, which was what makes heterosexual behavior moral and other forms immoral?